What's up, guys? Welcome back. Okay, so at the end of my last video, if you watched it, which who knows, nobody's really watching them, that's okay, I'm fine with that. This is a lot, again, for me and a lot for other people if you want to learn about selling art, doing art, whatever. Okay, so if you're trying to sell art, there are some important things to know. Number one, produce. Every day you need to make art. No matter what, you need to make art every single day, because there are influencers in the industry that will be like, okay, I like this art right here, right? But if you're not consistently putting artwork out, you're gonna affect the art market negatively. Like, so say somebody gets really into your art and your art value goes way up. If you all of a sudden stop making art, the whole industry is gonna shift a little bit. And it is a real thing, even though you're like, oh, I'm just some small-time artist, whatever. It does affect, like, it's like a ripple effect. So you don't want to, like, ever not make art. Like, no matter how difficult it is, if you really want to make your living off of art, you need to make art every single day. Like, the harder it gets, the more you know that you're gonna make it. Because if you can get through those bad times where it's like, oh my god, I have 500 kids, I've got 3 jobs, I've got literally a billion things to do. If you're still making art through those times, you're definitely gonna make it. You're gonna make money eventually. You just gotta be patient a little bit. But the other thing to know about online sales, the most important thing is gonna be pictures, okay? So, and description. So you need to make it possible for somebody to, like, really get to know your art. Like, they need to be able to see even just, like, the things that you don't think matter. Like, if you're doing painting, for example, what do the sides of your canvas look like? The sides of your canvas, the back side, how is it supported? Like, you know, if it's a big canvas, they have these little supports in the back. Take pictures of all that. And then I also do artistic pictures of my art, which basically means I take, like, different angles and things like that in order to get just, like, an artistic look out of it. And the reason that you need to do that is, like I said before, they need to be able to get to know your art from across the world, right? So if they don't feel like they know for sure that that's exactly what they're getting, then they're not going to want to buy it. Descriptions, that's super important in terms of how was it made. Process is going to be your personality. So if you're trying to, you know, get followers or whatever you're trying to do on different social media with your art, etc., you need to find your personality and just lay into it. Just always follow that, what your social personality is for your art. So for a lot of people, it's like doing traditional things in a non-traditional way. So if I do wood burning, it'd be like if I took this piece of wood and I somehow could stencil it and take a torch and burn it or something. Things like that seem to be really hitting it big right now. And then another thing to remember with descriptions, people want to know you. Like, they want to know the artist. This goes back to making art every day. They want to know what your day-to-day is. They want to know, you know, were you in the military? Have you served our country? Things like that. What kind of a job? Do you do just art, or do you have another job that you do on top of your art? Because that's a respect level that some people have, if you can do your art and also hold your job. Because there are a lot of artists out there that think just because I have a job, well, I can't do my art. I have a full-time job personally. I work a lot of hours, and I have to do this stuff. I cut into my time with my fiance and things like that just to get my art done because I'm passionate about it. I love it. And a lot of people who buy art, that's one of the things that matters is, do you care about what you're doing, or is it just for money? I personally, I love doing art. That and singing are the two things that get me by in life. Speaking of which, if you're watching this, check out my Etsy, emberink.etsy.com. I keep forgetting to say that. But I love art to the point where it's in my veins. I have to do it. Like, I'm always making handmade versions of things that people use all the time, like coat racks and you know, just cell phone cases, anything you can think of, I try to make it. So making art every day, let's recap. If you're trying to sustain your life with art, like make enough money to where you don't need a day job, you want to have daily production. That's number one. Every single day make art. That is super important because it will affect the market if you don't. Plus people will sort of feel abandoned if you all of a sudden aren't making anything. Your true followers will feel that way. Number two, online sales. Number two, online sales, you need a lot of pictures and a good description. What materials did you use? Pictures of the support if you're using paintings, everything. Like I'll take pictures of the bottom of this, I'll take pictures of the front, I'll take pictures back here, like because they really need to get to know what they're buying. Okay, and then number three that was not three, there's three. Number three would be, who are you? Like to tell people who you are in your descriptions too. And on your social media. You want to be active as much as possible on social media, but you want to tell people, who am I? What do I do? Like, am I a mother? Do I work full-time job? Things like that. I will be right back with some more tips about selling art. Bye, guys.